Percentage points. What is it and why do we need it? To understand that, let's look at this example. I've just taken a fictional state with a population of 100 lakhs. The populations are in lakhs. Back in 2000, it had a population of 100 lakh. In 2005, it was 130. In 2000, the percentage literacy was 50%. Half the people were literate, the other half were not. In 2005, the literacy was 60%. Now, if you look at 50% of 100, that's 50 lakhs, and 60% of 130 would be 78 lakhs. Now, the idea of percentage points is simply numerical difference between two percentages. So if you look at the percentage literacy, it is 50% in the first case, 60% in the second case. It is increased by, this number is increased by 10. Numerical difference, 60 minus 50 is 10. And you will say that the literacy has risen by 10 percentage points. That is all it is. Numerical difference between two percentages. Why do we use this sort of a metric? Why percentage points? Because looking at the percentage increase in the number of literate people is not a useful way of looking at the situation. If you look at the literate population, used to 50 lakhs, is now 78 lakhs. That's an increase of 28 lakhs. You could say that the number of literate people increased by 56%, but that is not a good way of looking at it. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be. Let's say we are trying to evaluate uh, the elected official who is in charge of the state. You can't credit him with a 56% increase in the number of literate people. That is misleading. You want to look at what has he done to the literacy rate. To drive this point further, I will take one more case and contrast these two cases, and you can see clearly why you can't look at the number of literate people. On the right here is corresponding data for, let's say, a neighboring state. Notice that this state's percentage literacy has not improved. It's still at 50%. Half the people are still illiterate. But if you look at it, the number of literate people has increased by 30 upon 50, which is a 60% increase in the total number of literate people. But the literacy has increased by 0 percentage points. Right? Just to offer a contrast. Which state do you think is doing better? The 60% notwithstanding, the state on the left is obviously doing better in terms of trying to improve the literacy of its people. The fact that this is not changed and this is risen by 60% actually shows that the second state has also failed in terms of controlling population growth. So you see that the percentage increase in the number of literate people is not a useful measure. It is actually the numerical difference between two percentages which is a more useful measure when you're trying to see how well the states have performed. So this is the kind of situation where you use percentage points.